Hello. So I was listening to my favorite audiobook series the other day, and it is called The Wandering Inn, and it's like an RPG book, which means it's a role-playing games book, and it kind of takes place in a magical space. And they were drinking potions because they were doing something hard, and I was like, how great would it be to have potions? And then I remembered I make potions all the time. So I thought I would share with you 3 teas that I make, because teas are potions. Now, we're going to start off with the calming tea or relaxing tea. I haven't decided on a name yet. It's 1/2 tablespoon of mulberry, 1 tablespoon of rose petals, 1 tablespoon of hibiscus flowers. I use the whole flowers. And then 1 teaspoon of lavender. Now the mulberry is for grounding, rose is for harmonious grounding, hibiscus is for delicate passion of life, lavender is to quiet the mind and release negative energy. What I like about this one is this is actually one that I share with my youngest. My older kids, they can have the other teas. And he technically could too, but I'm a little bit more cautious with that just because my kids do naturally have gifts. And like the Clara-tea can open the third eye. And I want that to come naturally for him if that's something that he chooses. But it would be great for something like if you had a test that you wanted to make sure that you did well to kind of clear the thoughts and have clear thinking. Now, the Clara-tea is 1 tablespoon of mugwort, 1 tablespoon of orange peels. I used dry orange peels. You don't have to. You can use fresh. I use it in a lot of different things, so I make sure that I keep a dried stash on hand. 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 1 tablespoon of clove. And I use whole cloves in this. Now, the cinnamon is for protection, abundance, and love. Mugwort helps open the third eye, linked to dreams, intuition, and protection. Oranges offer healing, positivity, joy, and prosperity. Cloves ward off negativity and evil spirits, and it adds power to blessings and spells. The third one that we have is my first tea that I've ever made, and this is the abundance tea. I drink this one cold in the summer, but I do enjoy it warm with a shot of whiskey at the end of the night. I think it's a really great way to relax. You're going to start off with 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, 1 tablespoon of nutmeg, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 1/2 tablespoon of roses, 1/2 tablespoon of jasmine. Now, the cocoa powder is for spiritual awakening. The nutmeg is to enhance intuition. Cinnamon is for prosperity. Roses are for balance. Jasmine is for love and devotion. So these are just 3 drinks that I typically keep on hand. It gets really hot in the summertime, so I always make sure that I have an abundance of different teas and syrups that we can mix, that we can have just on its own, or we can mix with like sparkling water to kind of make a mocktail situation. You can turn these into popsicles, whatever floats your boat. What you didn't see me do in here is add a 1/4 cup of sugar to each one of these jars. Sometimes I add sugar, sometimes I don't. I interchange it with honey pretty regularly. It's just which one is easier for me to grab at the moment is the one that I'm going to use. But I can tell you that the abundance tea tastes amazing with honey. I think it enhances the flavor. But you can add the sugar or leave it out, whatever floats your boat. Okay. So you're just going to go ahead and fill them up with water. You're going to put the lid on, and then you're going to let them set. I actually leave them in the jars like this when I put them in the fridge. For the calming tea, that one, because because of the lavender, it can be kind of hard to strain them out. So I do strain that and put it. I normally make it concentrated, so I double up the ingredients and then add the water, and then I add an additional jar of water. I got cut off there. So I add an additional cup of water. So if you make it concentrated and then add 2 jars of water, if you're using the 3-cup jars, that'll make about a quart of tea. And then I just keep that pre-made in the fridge. And then that way we always have a constant rotation of that, since that's one that is drunk by more people in the house, or by my neighbors if I think they're having a bad day. I'm going to leave this here. I hope everybody has an amazing rest of their day. I hope everybody makes good choices. And I will talk to you later. Bye.